Well, religion is an interesting topic because religion is universal. All human societies believe in the supernatural. All human societies have a religion one way or another, which for the biologist must mean that religion has some advantages, offers some advantages to a society. Otherwise, we wouldn't have that strong tendency to develop it. And so for me, that's actually a far more interesting question of whether God exists or doesn't exist. That sort of questions I cannot answer. But the question of why we have religions is an interesting question. And my view is that morality, our human morality, is older than religion. So instead of saying morality comes from God or religion gave us morality, for me that's a big no-no. Our current religions are just 2,000 or 3,000 years old, which is very young. And our species is much older. And I cannot imagine that, for example, 100,000 years or 200,000 years, our ancestors did not have some type of morality. Of course, they had rules about how you should behave, what is fair, what is unfair, caring for others. All of these tendencies were in place already, so they had a moral system. And then at some point we developed these present-day religions, which I think were sort of tacked onto the morality that we had. And maybe they served to codify them, or to enforce them, or to steer morality in a particular direction that we prefer. And so religion comes in for me secondarily. I'm struggling with whether we need religion. So personally, I think we can be moral without religion, because we probably had morality long before the current religions came along. So I think we can be moral without religion, but in large-scale societies where we are not all keeping an eye on each other, because we don't, in societies with 1,000 people or several thousand or millions of people, we cannot all keep an eye on each other. And that's maybe why we installed religions in these large-scale societies where a God kept watch over everybody. And then the question becomes, is this really needed? Now in Northern Europe, I'm from the Netherlands, there is basically an experiment going on. In Northern Europe, the majority of people are not religious anymore. When you ask them, they say they're non-believers. And they still have a moral society, as far as I can tell. And so there is a sort of experiment going on there. Can we set up a society where religion is not dominant, at least? It may be present, but it's not dominant anymore. That is still a moral society. And until now, I think that experiment is going pretty well. And so I'm optimistic that religion is not strictly needed. But I cannot be 100% sure, because we've never really tried. There is no human society where religion is totally absent, so we really have never tried this experiment.